Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to see about the rectus sheath. Rectus sheath is nothing but an aponeurotic sheath covering the rectus abdominis muscle. This rectus sheath has two walls, namely the anterior wall and the posterior wall. In this video particularly we are going to see about the formation of the rectus sheath, then the contents of the rectus sheath, and then the functions of the rectus sheath. What you are seeing here, this is the sagittal section of the rectus sheath, and you are looking it from the left side of the body. That is the longitudinal cut section, and as I have mentioned here, this is the anterior portion, and here it is the posterior portion, and this is the superior portion, and here you can see the inferior portion. Anteriorly you could see the skin, then this is the umbilicus, and here you could see the anterior wall of the rectus sheath with some tendinous insertions which is commonly responsible for the six packs, and here you could see the costal cartilages, and mainly this is the rectus abdominis muscle, and then this is the superior epigastric artery, and here you could see the inferior epigastric artery, and this is the posterior wall of the rectus sheath, and here you could see the diaphragm, and this is the diaphragmatic fascia, and this is the fascia transversalis. Now coming to the features of the anterior wall and the posterior wall. So here you could see that the anterior wall is complete, covering the muscle fully, and it is also attached to the rectus abdominis muscle, right? But the posterior wall, you could see here, this is deficient above the costal margin and below the arcuate line. This line what you are seeing here, this is the arcuate line. So below the arcuate line, the posterior wall of the rectus sheath is deficient, and it is also free from the rectus abdominis muscle. That is, it is not closely attached to the rectus abdominis muscle. Next, coming to the formation of the rectus sheath. So this could be divided into three parts. One is above the costal margin, then between the costal margin and the arcuate line, then below the arcuate line. Please do remember that I am mentioning both the formation of anterior as well as the posterior wall, right? So the formation of the rectus sheath, it could be divided into three categories. One is above the costal margin, and between the costal margin and the arcuate line, and then below the arcuate line. Above the costal margin, the anterior wall is formed by the aponeurosis of external oblique abdominis. And the posterior wall above the costal margin, it is actually deficient. The posterior wall of the rectus sheath is actually deficient, so that the rectus muscle, it rests directly on 5th, 6th and 7th costal cartilages. Once again I am repeating, the posterior wall just above the costal margin, it is deficient, and so the rectus abdominis muscle, it rests directly on the 5th, 6th and 7th costal cartilages. In this diagram itself you could see that the posterior wall, it is deficient above the costal margin, right? So that the rectus abdominis muscle, it rests directly on 5th, then 6th and 7th costal cartilages. Now I am going to draw a line diagram representing the transverse section through the rectus sheath. So this is the rectus abdominis muscle. Consider this as the anterior side and this as the posterior side. So here you could see the rectus abdominis muscle, and this is the xiphoid process on the medial side, And this is the aponeurosis of external oblique abdominis muscle. So this is the aponeurosis. This forms the anterior wall of the rectus sheath, and the posterior wall, as I already mentioned above the costal margin, the posterior wall is deficient, and so the rectus abdominis muscle, it rests on the costal cartilages. Costal cartilage 5, 6 and 7. So it rests on 5th, 6th and 7th costal cartilages. See, once again I am mentioning, see, this is the rectus abdominis muscle, and this is the anterior side, and this is the posterior side of the rectus abdominis muscle. Here you could see the anterior wall of the rectus sheath, and it is formed by the aponeurosis of external oblique abdominis muscle. And on the posterior side, as I already mentioned, above the costal margin, it is deficient, so that the rectus abdominis muscle, it rests directly on the 5th, 6th and 7th costal cartilages.